Back here at Bob Warren Field, some technical difficulties on our end, so we'll catch you up. It's now 4-0 in favor of the Decatur Bean Ballers. Back in the second inning, Gio Mendoza led off with a single, but then Wally Diaz lined out, and Bryson Carpenter grounded into a double play to put up a 0 for Nate Trimble again on the mound, who still faced the minimum. And then the Bean Ballers had the top of the order due up. Farnes walked, Maldonado flew out, but then an E5, an RBI single from Grayson Robertson, a booming double off the wall for O'Neal Felice, and a single from Caleb Kreider plated 4 runs. As now Nate Millington, 7-8-9, due up for the Rex, takes ball 1 outside from Trimble. 1-0 now the count. Millington, Johan Ferreira, and Deacon Brinkley due up for the Rex here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, and it was just a nice job from Trimble. He was attacking hitters, and even though it's been some loud contact, it's been right at guys in the offense. The bats came alive in the top half of this inning.
1-0, Millington takes a strike at the knees, 1-1. So after 2 hits and no runs in the first, no runs in the second, the Bean Ballers plate 4 in the third as Millington takes ball 2 inside. Little brush off from Trimble. Millington now hitting a scorching .350 through 20 at-bats. He made his debut back on June the 2nd with the Rex against the Bean Ballers, swinging and missing. The next pitch now 2-2 the count, Trimble to Millington. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bean Ballers put up a 4 spot in the third. Nate Trimble hoping to put up another 0. The 2-2 inside, gets away from Felice, back to the backstop. Count goes full to Millington.
And you want to avoid the walks if you're Trimble. You had 3 walks and a hit by pitch against the Aviators, and it was really your pitch count is the reason you got pulled after 4 innings. But right after Millington, he's really been the first guy to work a deep count.
Count now full to Millington. Trimble from the stretch misses up and away, and the first free pass of the day handed out by Nate Trimble. Now leadoff runner aboard for the Rex for the first time today. And that'll bring up Johan Ferreira, the third baseman.
And it's also something you don't want to do, especially after a team just put up 4 runs in the top half of this inning. You want to have a quick 1-2-3 inning, get your boys back in the dugout, and get them back at the plate.
Ferreira hitting .241 so far through 16 games he's appeared in. First pitch from Trimble, fouled at the plate. Strike 1 to Ferreira. The Rex have the leadoff man aboard. Just their second base runner today here in the bottom of the third. The 0-1 to Ferreira, taking ball 1. Ferreira trying to make up for an error he made on a chopper to him. Slow roller off the bat of Jackson Snitko in the top of this inning. This is his first plate appearance today. Trimble deals 1-1. Ferreira grounds it. Kreider at third to Farnes for 1. Over to Snitko. A double play. The second of the day for the Bean Ballers. 5-4-3 this one goes. And now 2 are away. Nobody on for the Rex.
Yeah, it's just what you want to see if you're Nate Trimble. It's a great pitch. And again, it's hit hard again, but Caleb Kreider's right there. And this is why he's got the second best defense in the Prospect League behind him. And I mean, it's when any baseball team's playing well, but especially for the Ballers, when their defense is picking up their pitchers, and they're not a high strikeout team, but they play solid defense behind them.
Deacon Brinkley swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Brinkley gets the start at short today. This is just his second appearance. Hitless through his first 5 at-bats. Chops this one left side. Kreider fields it deep third. Throws across the diamond. A nice scoop made by Snitko at first. So through 3 innings, Nate Trimble has faced the minimum. We go to the 4th. Bean Ballers in control here, 4-0 at Bob Warren Field. Top of the 4th inning here at Bob Warren Field. The Bean Ballers lead this one 4-0 after plating all 4 runs back in the 3rd inning. Gene Quezada out to the mound for his 4th inning of work. He's got 9-1-2 Brandon Schultz, Keegan Farnes, Misael Maldonado, 2 up for Decatur.
Well, yeah, it was a leadoff walk to start last inning, and then an error didn't help him out either. But then it was just the Bean Ballers rattling the bats. I mean, Robertson an infield single, O'Neill's a double off the wall, Kreider a single up the middle. They're seeing Quezada well right now, and they're trying to pad this lead because it feels like no lead is safe on the road for Decatur.
Schultz, the left fielder, digging in, hitting from the left side against the righty. Quezada takes ball 1 low and away. Flew out his last time up the opposite way to his natural position of left field. The 1-0 from Quezada. Chopped left side. Fielded by Brinkley at short. Toss across the diamond for out number 1. Now 1 away for the Bean Ballers here in the top of the 4th. 4-0 the Decatur lead. Keegan Farnes now to the plate. Struck out his first time up, but back led off last inning. Walked, stole a base, and came around to score on an infield single from Grayson Robertson. Quezada from the windup. First pitch upstairs for ball 1 to Farnes. Also hitting from the left side against the right-hander, Quezada. Quezada kicks and deals. The 1-0. Chopped right side. Diaz jumps to field it at first. Hustles to the bag. And slides head first to tag the bag before Farnes can get there. There's now 2 away, nobody on for the Bean Ballers.
That was a high chopper from Farnes. Diaz had to wait for it, and Farnes runs well. It was almost like a slap hitter in softball-esque. Getting that right in front of the plate, a high chopper, and Farnes almost beat it out. But Diaz, an athletic and a sure-handed first baseman over there, makes the play.
Now Misael Maldonado to the plate, 1 for 2 with a single today. First pitch downstairs, ball 1. Did also seem on that chopper that Wally Diaz at first was dealing with a little bit of sun. He's got the glasses on, seemed not to quite be able to read the ball right into the sun, and Farnes' speed seemed to surprise him a little bit, but still got to the bag in time The 1-0 in there for a strike to Maldonado, 1-1. The 1-1 from Quezada. Inside, ball 2. Maldonado was out number 1 last inning. He flew out to Millington and left. But after that, the next 4 hitters reached. The Bean Ballers had plated 4 runs by the time they tallied their next out. 2-1 misses away. 3-1 now the count to Maldonado in a hitter's count. Three-one count, nobody on, 2 out. The 3-1. Maldonado takes for a strike. He was nearly halfway down the first base line, but forced to retreat back to the plate.
It was a good breaking ball from Quezada, just dropped in right at the knees. Maldonado sees the zone well. He's getting a little out on that front foot, though. He's got to stay back like he did last time when he lined out to the warning track in left field. It's another full count.
Quezada from the windup. The payoff pitch. Another breaking ball lifted deep into left field, and that one's going to leave the yard. Misael Maldonado, a solo shot, and the Bean Ballers lead 5-0 here in the top of the 4th.
I bet Gene Quezada's wishing he had the walk instead because he left him a cookie right over the middle of the plate, and Maldonado gobbled it up.
A breaking ball hanging right into the happy zone. And after getting the first 2 outs, Quezada allows another run here in the 4th. Now 5-0 Decatur leads, and Jackson Snitko to the plate. Maldonado's second time going yard this season. First pitch to Snitko, outside for ball 1. His first time was last Friday night in Springfield, a 2-run home run to give the Bean Ballers a 4-3 lead. Decatur ended up losing that one 5-4. Snitko fouls one back for strike 1.
Well, it's just the easy power that Maldonado possesses. I mean, that's when he stays in his legs. That was a clean swing from Maldonado and just gets the barrel through. Lets his arms do the work.
Quezada from the windup. The 1-1 taken outside. Ball 2 to Snitko. Snitko 0 for 1 today, but he reached both times. A walk in the first and reached on an error by Ferreira at third. Back in the third. Came around to score. He takes ball 3. 3-1 now the count to Snitko. Carpenter playing Snitko the opposite way in the alley in left center. The 3-1 lined down the first base line, just foul.
Nice piece of hitting from Snitko. Quezada missed his spot, and Gutierrez was set up once again on the outer part of the plate. He missed inside, and that's why you can't miss inside. Snitko rips that ball. I mean, tough to see from up here in the booth, but it seemed like it was foul, but that's the reason that Carpenter is playing Snitko in left center, because they're pitching him away, so they're hoping he hits it away instead of if you pitch him inside, he's going to pull it.
Count now full. 2 outs, bases empty for the Bean Ballers, who lead 5-0 here in the top of the 4th. The payoff pitch. Snitko fouls it off down the left field line, out of play. Staying alive. That first foul ball to make it a full count was one of those that was hooking. It was fair, and then finally landed just foul of the first base line. Quezada, another payoff pitch. Grounded to the right side, fielded by Mendoza at second. A couple hops, tosses to Diaz for out number 3. But the Bean Ballers get another run on a solo shot from Misael Maldonado. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Decatur leads this one 5-0. 5-0 in favor of the visiting Decatur Bean Ballers. Here, set to start the bottom of the fourth at Bob Warren Field against the Terre Haute Rex. Daniel Herzog, Truman, Griessel back with you here at Bob Warren Field. And Nate Trimble has faced the minimum through threes. Get the top of the order, Gutierrez, Ren Harper, Carter Murphy to start the fourth.
And he got these three guys out in the first on just 5 pitches. We'll see if they see a few more pitches or if they're going to be swinging early in the count again.
Gutierrez takes the first pitch, ball 1, grounded out to second his last time up. After the Bean Ballers loaded the bases and grounded into a double play to leave them loaded in the top of the first, it was ground out, line out on just 5 pitches. As now 2-0 the count. Pitch misses to Gutierrez. Trimble only working from the stretch, pitching the right-hander deals. The 2-0 squirts by Felice. Ball 3 now to Gutierrez, hitting from the left side against the righty Trimble. Talking pregame to Alex Hines, the play-by-play voice for the Rex. He talked about how much of a surprise it was to see Gutierrez as the backstop for the Rex today. The 3-0 in there for strike 1. Gutierrez nearly tosses his bat aside, but he'll stay in the box at least for another pitch. The 3-1 from Trimble. Lined foul down the left field line and out of play. Count now full.
This wouldn't be a guy to walk if you're Trimble. He's 8 for 9 stealing bases, and down 5, the Rex are just looking for base runners. You want to prevent that if you're Trimble and really make them work.
Gutierrez came into today hitting a team best 365 through 52 at-bats. Full count pitch inside, ball 4. The second walk handed out by Trimble. And the leadoff runner aboard for the Rex.
Number 10, Ren Harper.
Now Ren Harper, another left-handed hitting player to the plate. He's the designated hitting duties today. Trimble peeks at Gutierrez, delivers home. Harper lines a single through the right side. Maldonado cuts it off. And Gutierrez sticks just station to station at second, but the leadoff 2 runners aboard for the Rex, who look to eat into this 5-0 Decatur lead.
And not the start you want, because now you've got the top 2 home run hitters on this Rex lineup up. Carter Murphy and then Wally Diaz. He's in the hole right now. Maybe you can get Murphy to roll over, ground out. You've gotten a double play the last 2 innings. Could he make it a perfect 3 for 3? You're just hunting outs.
Trimble peeks at Gutierrez. Now delivers home. First pitch, Murphy chops at the plate. Umpire says he fouls it off his own foot, so foul ball. Strike 1 to Murphy, but Murphy with 3 long balls on the season. Diaz tied for second in the Prospect League, the most on the team with 5. They're 8. They combined for 8 of the 13 for the Rex. We've already seen Misael Maldonado leave the yard here at Bob Warren Field, and earlier in the season we saw Wally Diaz do the same. Trimble delivers the 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Felice, ball 1. Gutierrez walked, and Harper singled. No outs. The 1-1 foul down the right field line out of play, 1-2.
That was a good pitch. Jammed Murphy inside. Didn't let get those big arms extended. I'd like to see if now 1-2 Trimble ahead. Breaking ball outer part of the plate or a fastball up. Try to get Murphy to chase something.
Trimble staring down Gutierrez. Takes another peek. The 1-2 home in the dirt. Ball 2. Trimble recently, yesterday, committed to the University of Illinois Springfield, one of a pair of Bean Ballers who have committed to schools, possibly looking at schools during the rainout yesterday. Matthew Novominski committed to Christian Brothers University this morning. Grounded to the right side, fielded by Snitko, tosses to Rich for the only out. Nobody covering the bag at first, so a fielder's choice for Murphy. Now runners at the corners with one out.
Yeah, it's a little bit on Trimble right there. He didn't get off the mound. Snitko is playing behind the runner, so he didn't have time to run back over there, but Trimble just kind of held up. That's a ball that a pitcher needs to get over on to try and get that double play. Instead, now it's runners at the corners.
So Gutierrez at third, Harper out at second, but Murphy on first. Runners at the corners, only one out. Gio Mendoza to the plate. Mendoza already 2 RBIs on the season. Runner goes, but fouls this off to the left for strike one.
Most certainly the hit and run was on right there. That pitch was up to Mendoza. Trying to open up that hole.
0-1 now the count to Mendoza. An infield single to short his last time up. The 0-1 chopped up the middle. Farnes has it. Flips to Rich for one. The toss on to first. Not able to be dug out by Snitko. Just can't quite come up with it. So Gutierrez comes in to score. The Bean Ballers get the middleman, but safe at first is Mendoza.
Yeah, that was a really tough play because it was a beautiful ball. Bounces over the glove of Trimble. He pulls it back to not get it. Farnes gets it, and then Rich spins at second. He wasn't able to go across the back like you normally are. I think Gabe Arroyo's trying to argue that Snitko was on the transition, but he's not going to win that case. We've seen Snitko make a few great picks over there at first, but just a low throw from Rich after he had to spin. It was almost an inning-ending double play without letting a run come across.
But now it's 5-1. Decatur still leads, and the dangerous Wally Diaz, reigning Prospect League Player of the Year, at the plate. Trimble from the stretch. First pitch in the dirt. Away, ball one. Diaz swung at the first pitch he saw. Didn't quite find the barrel. Lined out to Schultz in left. Back in the second inning. Mendoza on first. Already a run in for the Rex. The 0-1 misses away again. Now 2-0 the count.
Well, and Diaz's power is really starting to amp up. He's got 4 homers his last 4 games. He's also hit safely in 9 straight.
The 2-0 from Trimble. Taken away, ball 3.
Yeah, 3 straight misses low and away. Might be an intentional walk, but you don't want to walk a guy into scoring position, but you'd rather that than Diaz hit a home run.
The 3-0 home. On the outside corner for strike one. For Diaz, he homered back on June the 2nd against the Bean Ballers, the last time these two met, off of right-hander Daniel Ruiz. That was his first of the year, and in the last 4 games, he's added 4 more. The 3-1 from Trimble. Downstairs, it gets by Felice, but it's a walk nonetheless. Mendoza to second. Diaz gets the free pass. He's trotting over to first. John Toney out of the dugout to have a chat with Trimble, who had faced the minimum through 3 innings. Was the beneficiary of a few double plays, but now this will be his 6th hitter he faces this inning. Already a run in, still runners on first and second for the Rex with 2 away. The Bean Ballers plated 4 back in the third. Farnes led off with a walk. Maldonado flew out, but then Snitko reached on an error. Robertson an infield single to score Farnes. Felice a double off the top of the wall to score both Robertson and Snitko. And Felice then scored on a single up the middle from Caleb Kreider. And then the Beanballers, for good measure, tallied another run back in the fourth, a solo shot from Misael Maldonado. The Rex got that run back, and here we are 5-1. Mound Visit disperses. Bryson Carpenter to the plate. He grounded into one of those two double plays back in the second. The first pitch from Trimble, swung on and missed, a fastball upstairs. Strike one. The 0-1 from Trimble. Inside. Carpenter takes ball one.
And really, if you're Nate, you're just looking for out number 3 any way you can get it. You've been missing low in the zone a lot. You just want to raise it a few inches. Don't want to drastically change.
The 1-1 swung on and missed. Strike two. One and two. Trimble peeking at second. Now delivers home. Carpenter takes ball two outside. Trimble deals. Outside. Count goes full to Carpenter.
Yeah, it feels like you got to throw a competitive pitch here. Don't want to risk walking the bases loaded. Bringing the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, Carpenter hitting just .212 on the season. Struck out 9 times already through 33 at-bats. Runners go. Lined to center. Ranging over and making the catch is Matthew Novominski for out number 3. So the Rex get a runner back. They leave 2 on. We go to the 5th inning. Decatur leads 5-1. You're listening to the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers.
The McLeansboro, Illinois native Chase Rubenacker takes over on the mound for Terre Haute. He relieves Gene Quezada, who made it 4 innings, gave up 4 runs on 6 hits, a couple of strikeouts, and 3 walks. Rubenacker makes his 7th appearance of the summer. He's 1-0 in 13 1/3 innings pitched with a 10.13 ERA. But he threw an inning and a third shutout with a strikeout against the Du Bois County Bombers back on June the 12th, and he gets the heart of the Bean Ballers order here in the 5th. Robertson, Felice, and Kreider.
Yeah, certainly a different day for Quezada against the Bean Ballers than it was in his start on June the 2nd. Just ran into a little bit of trouble in that 4 spot the Ballers put up in the 3rd inning.
Grayson Robertson greets him with a single right back up the middle, and it's a 3-hit day for the big man out of Blanchard, Oklahoma. Man, he is really swinging his way into this everyday lineup. It's now 3 straight multi-hit games, including 2 3-hit performances for Robertson in his last 3 games.
Yeah, now 3 for 3 today with an RBI and a run and a trio of singles. And it's just aggressive first pitch hunting against the new pitcher. Don't really expect someone to swing first pitch on a new pitcher. So being aggressive, taking advantage, now a runner on.
First pitch is upstairs to O'Neal Feliz for ball 1. Feliz barely missed a 3-run homer by about a foot last time he came to the plate back in the 3rd. Instead, he had to settle for a 2-run double. But it was his 5th double and his 12th and 13th RBIs as he foul tips one back in the mitt of Gutierrez for strike 1.
Yeah, settling for a 2-run double isn't necessarily the
it
worst
is.
thing in the world. I've heard people settling for worse.
A lot less.
A lot less, for sure.
It also extended his hitting streak now to 8 games. 1-1 offering. Cut on and missed. 1 and 2. Ballers trying to answer the Rex run that they scored in the bottom half of the 4th. 5-1 here in the 5th here in Terre Haute, Indiana. Puffy white clouds dot the sky. Low 70 degrees. 1-2 offering upstairs. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Feliz was 1 for 3 with a walk against the Burlington Bees in his last start on Sunday. He's back in there making his presence known here tonight. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Handcuffed him. And Feliz strikes out.
Yeah, that pitch inside on Feliz. Might have been expecting a breaking ball to curve back over the plate, but instead it's right in on the hands. Can't quite get the barrel around to it. And he's back to the dugout.
Caleb Kreider drove in his 4th run on the season his last time up with an RBI single up the middle. First pitch to him is high and tight for ball 1. Kreider's now reached base safely in all 13 games he's played in, and he finally this week has 3 RBIs, where his first 11 games of the season he just had 1. He's starting to rack him up in bunches now. 1-0 offering. Upstairs again. 2 balls and a strike. Now from Ruben Acker to Kreider. Offering. Changeup's in there for a strike. 2-1 now. Kreider had 3 hits against the Jackson Rockabillys Tuesday, and it was finally his first multi-hit performance against a team not named the Du Bois County Bombers. As in that 4-game series, 3 of them, Kreider came away with multi-hit effort. Taking off for second is Robertson. Kreider grounds one back to Ruben Acker. He turned towards second and elects to just go the easy way over to first to complete the 1-3 putout.
Yeah, if you're Grayson Robertson, you owe something to Caleb Kreider after the game. That was maybe not the best jump. Robertson, not the fastest guy. He's got to get all 6'6" of his body to the base. But because Kreider hit it, and he hit it on the ground, even though it was right back to the mound, Ruben Acker just had to go to first.
Matthew Novominski cuts on a changeup for strike 1. He's 0 for 2 today in his 3rd at-bat. Comes in scuffling as of late. Last week, he was 1 for 13 in his 4 starts, including 7 strikeouts. Now he's 0 for 2 in his first start this week. Trying to turn it around here almost halfway through the summer season. Oh, one's outside. He came into this game 1 for 4 with 4 walks drawn against Terre Haute in the 2 previous matchups, including 3 in the Bean Ballers' first ever victory, that 24-4 win that'll go down in infamy in Decatur. Swings and misses at another changeup. Now ball and 2 strikes. Grayson Robertson at second. 2 outs in the inning, top of the 5th, 5-1 Ballers. Ruben Acker deals. Novominski fouls it off. And sometimes for a guy, it just takes that one hit to finally make it seem like you're seeing a beach ball instead of a pebble at the plate.
Very true.
Another 1-2 offering. Lined up the middle into center field for a base hit. Robertson's going to get the wave. Carpenter throws cut off. And it's a 2-out RBI single for Matthew Novominski.
Well, Truman, we'll see if your theory proves true, but there was that one hit, a solid piece of hitting, return to center line drive, landing in the outfield. A nice piece of hitting by Novominski brings in Robertson, who was running hard with 2 outs. And the Bean Ballers, back-to-back innings now, they've plated 2-out runs.
Carter Rich digs in. He's walked and flew out. Now 6-1 Ballers. First pitch to Rich is near the hands, pulls him back, 1-0. 9th RBI of the season for Matthew Novominski, also his 12th hit. One 0 to Rich at the knees for a strike. Rich himself trying to extend his 6-game hitting streak here in his 3rd plate appearance. Big hole on the right side. The 1-0. Sliced but foul. Off behind the Bean Ballers dugout. Count favors Rubenacker at a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 offering. Reached out, poked foul outside of 3rd. We'll do it again.
Yeah, Truman, you mentioned sometimes all you need is that one hit to break out of a slump when talking about Matthew Novominski, but that has proven to be true about Grayson Robertson. A booming double over the head of the center fielder in Du Bois County a few Sundays ago, and since then, several hits on the board for Robertson in limited playing time, but he's working his way back into the lineup.
The 1-2 offering is low 2-2, and that is certainly true. It's really starting to be a competitive position player group that Gabe Royal is struggling to find 9 guys to put in the lineup every day. Novominski's off for second, and he's going to be thrown out. Nice throw from Joseph Gutierrez to retire the side. But the Bean Ballers get another run on a 2-out RBI single for Matthew Novominski. They take a 6-1 lead. We're halfway home here in Terre Haute. Ballers on top. We're halfway home here at Bob Warren Field in Terre Haute, Indiana. 8 o'clock local time here, Eastern time for all those listening back in Decatur. In the Central time, it's just past the 7 o'clock hour. Nate Trimble's back out. He conceded a run last inning on 1 hit, a couple of walks, but he gets the bottom of the order here, trying to make it 5 innings and qualify for the win and throw up an all-important 0 after your team scores.
And the Bean Ballers got that run back, as you mentioned, Truman. Matthew Novominski breaking out of a slump, a single back up the middle. So now it's back to a 5-run lead with Trimble back on the bump.
He gets the young stud Nate Millington, drops in a strike on the outer part of the plate. Millington drew a walk the first time these two faced back in the 3rd. It was Millington's 5th walk now of the summer. The Indiana State commit. 0-1's low. Millington's a local kid out of Terre Haute, Indiana. And he said his decision to stay in his hometown and play for the Sycamores was about being around his family for another year. He chops one to first. Snit goes over, but he'll watch it dribble foul. He also said he grew up going to a lot of ISU games and said to put that jersey on will be crazy. Getting to play his summer ball before he enters college, where he will be playing possibly up to 4, maybe 5 years of collegiate baseball.
Yeah, he gets a sneak peek at Bob Warren Field.
And especially as an outfielder, it's a turf infield, grass outfield, seeing how the outfield plays, how the grass bounces. 1-2 offering. Stays alive, fouls it off. Millington came in scuffling a little bit. 1 for 8 with a couple of RBIs and a walk his last 4 games since he went 3 for 3 against the Du Bois County Bombers last week. 1-2 offering from Trimble. Fouled off his foot. Stays alive again. However, that one hit did come back on Tuesday against the Dance. Drove in a couple of runs for the high school senior graduate. Trying to start a rally here in the home half of the 5th. 1-2 offering. Bounces. Only made it about 57 feet. It's ball 2.
Yeah, you talk about turf infield, grass outfield. Sometimes there's a little bit of a drop as you get into the outfield from the infield. Not quite as evident here. Still a little bit of an incline going to the infield.
2-2. Hit in the air, deep center field, slicing away from Novominski. It's a long run, and it's off the wall. Millington's flying into second base. He's trying to stretch it for 3. The throw from Rich. Not in time. And it's a leadoff 3-bagger for Nate Millington.
Yeah, with this one just right over the plate, a little behind it, but not by much. Millington lofts this one over the head of Novominski, has plenty of pace on it, up against the wall in left center, and he's flying out of the box. Up on third now, a run just 90 feet away for the Rex.
Now Johan Ferreira. First pitch he has to duck out of the way of for ball 1. Hunter stands 90 feet away with nobody out. Infield back for Decatur, so they're willing to concede an out for a run. Ferreira's got 7 RBIs in his 16 games played up to this point. 1-0, he chases a fastball up the zone. 1-1.
It's been a frustrating day for Ferreira so far. Grounded into a double play back in the third. Also made an error in the top of that inning. Bringing a run home might help.
Looks at strike 2 on the outer part of the plate. He's now down in the count 1-2. He got the day off on Tuesday before he turned in a 1 for 4 performance against the Aviators on Sunday in a 6-1 victory. 2-2's low. 1-2 is low. It's now 2-2.
You know, it was a little strange. The Aviators came into Saturday scoring 10 runs a game, get shut out in Decatur, then just 1 hit, 1 run here in Terre Haute on Sunday.
2-2. Lays off a breaking ball. Now it's a full count with Deacon Brinkley on deck.
Possibly just a bit of those road struggles that it seems like are affecting several teams around this prospect league.
Payoff pitch. Chop to third. Kreider's got it on a hop, and he loses it. Jumps out of his glove, and a run scores, and no out recorded.
Yeah, this is one. Kreider goes to field it. Fields it cleanly, but then on the transfer, he just loses it, leaves the ball behind as he looks to throw to first, and it's scored an error, but another run comes home.
9-hole hitter Deacon Brinkley grounded out to Kreider his first time up. Now bats with nobody out and a runner on first. First pitch to him runs inside. Ball 1. Brinkley in his first game on Tuesday, hitless, 0 for 5. Like Nate Millington, a high school senior committed to California State University of Bakersfield. The 1-0 rolled over, foul outside of third. Brinkley is a Bakersfield, California native, electing to stay home, but making his trek way east to play here in Terre Haute. Trimble deals on 1-1. Just below the knees, 2-1. Johan Ferreira at first. He's 8 for 9 stealing bags this season. 2-1 is cut on and missed from Brinkley. Count is even. Top of the lineup on deck. Some casual movement going on right now in the Decatur bullpen, but we're going to see if Trimble can get out of it and qualify for the win. 2-2's off the plate. 3-2. Joseph Gutierrez on deck.
Trimble still without a strikeout today. Gotten a lot of soft contact, but no punch outs.
3-2, grounded foul outside of third. Ferreira was running on the pitch. It's pitch number 66 from Trimble. Crowd coming alive, another 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Trimble walks him, and now runners at first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, that one just gets away. Trimble has got a hard fastball, but doesn't quite have a ton of swing and miss stuff. So Brinkley works along at bat and gets a free pass out of it. Still nobody out, and now top of the order up for the Rex.
Whole infield now comes into the mound to talk with Trimble. So they're discussing, hey, Kreider, back in you're going to make another play. Trimble just throws strikes, but it's the top of the order that, while they just have one hit between the trio of Gutierrez, Harper, and Murphy, they've hit it hard just about every time they've come to the plate. And down 6-2 are the Rex, but this seems like a golden opportunity to get back in this game. Might be those road woes starting to make their selves known here on a Thursday night. First pitch to Gutierrez. Low and away. 1-0. Gutierrez worked a full count walk and came around to score last inning. Juan already home this inning. 1-0 bounces in there to Feliz. 2 balls and no strikes. A great hitter's count for Gutierrez.
Trimble's sort of sprayed it around left to right today, but a lot of his misses have been low. Spiking several pitches already this inning.
Gives a look towards second. Now fires. Off the end of the bat, foul by Gutierrez. Chased the pitch. 2-1. Gutierrez is third on the team with 19 hits. No extra base hits up to this point. Does have 9 RBIs. Johan Ferreira's at second. Deacon Brinkley's at first. 2-1. Waved over the top of great pitch. 2-2. That walk Gutierrez drew. He's now reached base in 10 consecutive games. Crowd coming alive. The 2-2. Lined off of Trimble's glove. He picks it up. He'll just go the short way to first. Gets an out, but avoids what could have been a scary situation.
Yeah, certainly a scary sight if you're a pitcher to see one lined right back to you, especially with the pace that it had on it. For Trimble, that one just can't quite secure. The runner's actually paused. If he grabbed it quickly, might have had a chance to get Ferreira at third or possibly Brinkley at second, but instead he at least gets one out before the dangerous bats of Harper, possibly Murphy, and Diaz should it extend.
One out now here in the bottom of the fifth. Runners moved up each, so now Ferreira's at third, Brinkley's at second, so no double play opportunity. At least no conventional double play. Ballers lead 6-2, one out. Outside corner in there for strike one to Ren Harper, who singled to right field his last time up, extending his hitting streak to 10 games. Yo, one from Trimble, tails inside, blocked by Feliz. Ball and a strike. Now to the Rex's designated hitter. One pitch. Inside again. 2-1. Bruno Banuelos now up and throwing in the Decatur bullpen. Trimble trying to get through 5. Worked quickly the first 3 innings, has had to claw his way through the last inning and a half. 2-1 is low. 3 balls and a strike now with the dangerous Carter Murphy looming on deck.
This is a big out to get before you get Murphy and then possibly Diaz should more guys reach this inning. Have to fight back.
3-1 pitch, misses outside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. 5th of the game for Trimble. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Carter Murphy.
Just off the outside corner, that'll do it for Trimble today. He's going to leave the bases loaded.
An outing that seemed like it was destined for greatness has been muddied up by just the Terre Haute Rex doing what they do best, make pitchers uncomfortable. Trimble exits after 4 1/3. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base. We'll step aside. You're listening to Bean Ballers Baseball here on YouTube. Out of the bullpen, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Bruno Banuelos, who takes over for Nate Trimble, who goes 4 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs thus far on 3 hits, no strikeouts, and 5 walks. But he turns it over to Banuelos, who for the first time this season had a shutout outing. Last time out on Tuesday, 2 shutout innings against the Rockabilly's, picked up 3 strikeouts. He's a high strikeout guy, but hits can also be a problem for him, Daniel.
Yeah, and walks are also sometimes an issue for Banuelos. Was notably frustrated about the 1 walk he did give up in his 2 innings of work. The only base runner he gave up. And he gets the Superman intro from you, Truman. He has to do a heroic act, certainly, to keep more runs off the board. Should he want to keep the Bean Ballers with this 4-run lead or with a lead at all, with bases loaded, Carter Murphy at the plate, only 1 out.
Banuelos comes in, making his 8th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 5.11 ERA in 12 1/3 innings, but he's second on the team with 20 strikeouts. Tying run at the plate, and Carter Murphy. Bases are loaded for the Rex, down 6-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. One pitch could end the inning, though. First pitch from Banuelos, breaking ball fouled off from Murphy. Murphy reached his last time up on a fielder's choice. He's second on the team with 3 home runs this season. Hasn't homered since June 5th, though. The 0-1 from Banuelos. Another breaking ball, rolled over to third. Kreider's got it. He goes to second for 1, over to first, not in time. A run scores, and now Keegan Farnes comes up gimpy at first, as it seemed like his throwing hand caught the runner Ren Harper in the face, so we'll make sure that both those guys are all right. But the Rex cut into this deficit, now 6-3.
Yeah, Farnes was bouncing around in pain out into center field. Gabe Arroyo out of the dugout. He thinks there should be runner's interference on Harper. But Murphy was ahead of the throw at first. Another run in.
It's one of those plays that, from the naked eye, in real time, it was a bit of a late slide from Harper. Arroyo converging and conversating with both umpires right now. Farnes, he's getting checked out by Pete Romero, Baller's assistant coach. Meanwhile, Ren Harper's being checked out by Rex medical staff over behind second. Yohan Ferreira came in to score. It puts runners at the corners with now 2 outs here in the 5th. That run is charged to Nate Trimble. Arroyo now goes over and checks on his second baseman, who's flexing that right hand. For Murphy, it's his 15th RBI of the summer. That's probably what you ordered if you were Bruno Banuelos. Back-to-back breaking balls. You got Murphy to roll over. Couldn't turn 2. But you got an out nonetheless.
Yeah, now, Farnes is going to he's going to warm up as if he's a pitcher, just tossing the ball around, getting his hand back. It did seem like Harper didn't necessarily walk away without a bruise with that one. He was being tended to, seemed to make contact with the head under the helmet.
And if anything for Farnes, yes, it's his throwing hand, but he should still be able to catch and field normally. It's just, can he make that short throw from second to first or second to second if, with runners at the corners, a force out is open at second base. But it seems like everyone is all right. And after all of that, it's now 6-3 Decatur. Trouble still not over, though, as Gio Mendoza digs in. He has driven in a run already today on a fielder's choice of his own last inning. First pitch from Banuelos. Outside, ball 1. Mendoza's reached twice. Singled back in the second inning. The RBI was his 3rd. Taking off for second, but swinging away was Mendoza, so Carter Murphy will put the brakes on, head back to first. Count is now a ball and a strike.
Now, if you're Banuelos, this is absolutely an out you have to get. You don't want to face Wally Diaz with anyone aboard, let alone with the bases loaded.
1-1. Tails away. Feliz springs out of his crouch to snag it. 2-1. Exactly your point with it now. 6-3. Scoreboard reads 6-4. That is incorrect. It's 6-3. Deacon Brinkley's at third. Carter Murphy's at first.
And initially it actually read 6-6. I was worried there was a little foreshadowing.
Murphy takes off for second again, but swinging and fouling it back is Mendoza. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Banuelos a strike away. He's got 20 strikeouts on the season, does Bruno. The right-hander from Santa Ana, California, delivers. Ball outside. Murphy takes off for second. No throw from Feliz. So it's now a full count and 2 in scoring position.
Now instead of subtracting a run, they've added a run, so the scoreboard reads 6-5.
Payoff pitch from Bruno. Breaking ball inside, laid off by Mendoza. Bases are now loaded for the ever-dangerous Wally Diaz.
Yeah, how about this situation? 3-run ball game, bases juiced, 2 outs, and the reigning Prospect League Player of the Year at the plate. This is either a place for the Rex to continue their momentum or the Bean Ballers to shut it down in its tracks.
First pitch to Diaz, breaking ball, fisted but foul down the right field line. Diaz drew a walk last inning. He represents what would be the go-ahead run if he were to put one out of here.
Yeah, that last pitch, almost a mistake. Breaking ball down the middle, but Diaz was not expecting a breaking ball. All he could do was fight it off.
0-1. Chased. Great pitch from Banuelos. 0-2.
And now if I'm Bruno, I'm going a breaking ball even further away than the last one, which was even further away than the first one. I'm staying away. If you pitch him middle in, you might run into something, but if you stay away, you should be fine.
0-2 up the ladder. Chased for strike 3. Bruno comes in and limits the damage, strikes out the reigning Prospect League Player of the Year, stranding 3 men on base, but the Rex get a pair. We're headed to the 6th. Bean Ballers maintain their lead, now 6-3.
Top of the 6th, Bean Ballers lead 6-3. And we're going to talk about Bruno, because how about the job of Bruno Banuelos getting the final 2 outs, leaving the bases loaded, and the exclamation point back in the bottom of the 5th, striking out Wally Diaz with a fastball upstairs. Carter Rich digs in, takes ball 1 inside from Chase Rubenacker on for his 2nd inning of work.
And the Bean Ballers, you escaped the jam, but now you need more runs because the Rex are coming.
The 1-0 in the dirt, ball 2 to Rich. Rich was at the plate with a full count when Matthew Novominski was caught stealing second to end the top of the 5th. The 2-0, Rich takes in the dirt, ball 3.
Not what you wanted for Rubenacker, but exactly what you ordered if you're Decatur. You'd love a leadoff walk. Try to get more runs after the Rex put up 2.
The 3-0 home, Rich takes upstairs, ball 4. He hesitated for a second, might have expected strike 1 on that, but he's walked for the second time today. The leadoff runner aboard for the Bean Ballers here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, exactly what you ordered. Now with Brandon Schultz up, it'll be interesting if Schultz elects to bunt. Ferreira seems to be creeping in, but he's off the line. So if you can place this bunt down the line if you choose to sacrifice, especially with the top of the order coming up.
He does not. Rich goes instead. The throw down is a strike. And Carter Rich is caught stealing second. Back-to-back innings now. Back-to-back hitters. Joseph Gutierrez is caught stealing second. And Rich having a chat with his former teammate with the Rex, Wally Diaz, as he walks back to the dugout. Now nobody on, 1 out. The 1-0 to Schultz. Popped up on the infield. Corners converge, and making the catch is Ferreira for out number 2.
Yeah, it was a play that I think Brandon Schultz missed a hit-and-run sign. Gabriel not exactly happy, and then almost a scary play on the mound. Originally, Rubenacker called it, then his infielders told him to back off, and then Diaz and Ferreira decided who was going to come in. Eventually, it was Ferreira, and they eventually got the out.
Yeah, Diaz nearly ran into Rubenacker, but luckily Ferreira was under it for out number 2. Top of the order now, Farnes digs in, takes strike 1 on the first pitch he sees.
Well, it's good to see that he's hitting. You know, sometimes the adrenaline pushes you through that last half inning, but then it really sets in. But it's good to see that he's back with the bat.
The 0-1 Farnes takes strike 2 at the knees. The play that Truman is referencing was back in the bottom of the 5th. Was the middleman trying to turn a double play, and when throwing to first, his hand made contact on the follow-through with the head of Ren Harper. And he was shaking that hand vigorously, jumping now in center. But now 1-2 the count to Farnes. Rubenacker deals. Farnes takes outside for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Bean Ballers up 6-3. Rubenacker deals. Farnes chops it right side, but foul down the first base line.
Yeah, and while Rubenacker's been a little wild, he's also gotten outs. His catcher, Gutierrez, has thrown out a couple of runners, such that has helped. Bean Ballers, don't let him beat you. Don't beat yourselves either. 2 strikes right here, shorten up. Try to extend this inning.
Rubenacker from the windup. The 2-2. Farnes grounds to second. Mendoza has it. Tosses over to Diaz in the dirt. And safe is the call. The umpire says Diaz was moved off the bag, and Farnes hustling it out. Beats it out. So now a runner aboard for Misael Maldonado. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Diaz basically tried to pancake himself on the ground, and for Mendoza, he just kind of yanked the throw. But from Farnes' way to keep hustling, gives you a 2-out base runner.
Maldonado 2 for 3 today. A solo home run his last time up in the 4th. First pitch, swinging, fouls it off to the right out of play.
Yeah, and he crushed it. And it was on a pitch that he was ahead 3-1. He thought he took a ball 4 walk. Instead, he had to get back in the box, and it was a mistake from Quezada. A cookie on a golden platter.
Breaking ball absolutely blasted out to left. Rubenacker deals 0-1. Swing and a miss. A fastball upstairs. 0-2 now the count to Maldonado at the plate. And it was his second home run of the year. You could sort of say second ball don't lie moment for Maldonado, as last Friday, Moises Febriette was told to go back to second. They called hitters interference on Maldonado at the plate as Febriette tried to steal third. And instead, on the next pitch, Maldonado just went yard. It doesn't really matter what base Fabriette is on. He scores on that play as well. Bean Ballers ended up losing that one. In control 6-3 here. 1-2 the count. Ruben Acker deals. Maldonado takes called strike 3 on the outside corner. So the Bean Ballers get Farnes aboard, but leave him at first. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Decatur still leads 6-3 here at Bob Warren Field. Bottom of the 6th, Decatur leads here 6-3 at Bob Warren Field over the Rex. Bruno Banuelos got the last 2 outs, big final 2 outs of the 5th inning. Left the bases loaded, striking out Wally Diaz on a high fastball to end the 5th. There's a defensive replacement in the game. Keegan Farnes leaves Moises Fabriette now into the game at second base. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Bryson Carpenter, Nate Millington, Johan Ferreira. Carpenter digs in, takes ball 1 down low.
And if anything, if you're Banuelos, you just want a quick inning right here. Attack the zone, induce some swings, induce some light contact.
The 1-0. Carpenter swings and misses strike 1. A big, healthy cut comes up empty for the Rex center fielder. 1-1 now the count. Banuelos, base is empty from the windup. The 1-1. Carpenter fouls it back into the screen. 1-2. For Carpenter today, 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play to end the 2nd, and then flew out to Matthew Novominski in center back in the 4th. Hitting from the right side against the righty Banuelos. The 2-2. Breaking ball lined in the air into the gap in left center. It's down for a base hit up against the wall. Novominski collects, but into second easily with a double to lead things off is Bryson Carpenter, runner in scoring position for the Rex. Nobody out here in the 6th.
Yeah, just too good of a 1-2 pitch. That breaking ball hung over the middle instead of diving away from Carpenter, and that's a great swing. We saw last thing, it was a leadoff extra base hit that led to a couple runs. Now a leadoff double, but it is the bottom of the order.
Now Nate Millington to the plate. 1 for 1 today. Walked his first time up in the 3rd and then tripled and scored to lead off the 5th. Banuelos now from the stretch. Millington hitting from the left side against the righty. Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes ball 1 outside. Possibly playing a little small ball are the Rex, wanting to move Carpenter over to 3rd.
Well, if they do, I'd pitch it to him. Millington not in the best bunting stance. He's just kind of bent over. Might pop it up.
Banuelos peeks at Carpenter. Another peek at second. Takes another look. Now delivers home. Millington takes ball 2 outside. Was not showing bunt on that pitch, so possibly Tony Roselli nixed that. 2-0. Still a no-strike count. Kreider and Snitko in at the corners. The 2-0. Strike on the outside corner on a fastball, 2-1. Corners still in. Rich holding Carpenter on at second. Fabriette ranged over in between first and second. The 2-1 just misses the outside corner. 3-1 now to Millington.
Yeah, the one thing you want to avoid are free passes. That last pitch looked real good to Millington. Not sure where that missed. Might have been up. 3-1 right here. You can't give him something too good. Try to get him to chase.
Bonuelo steals. That one misses up and away. Ball 4. The first 2 batters are aboard. Now the tying run to the plate. It's Johan Ferreira. Nobody out. 2 on for the Rex here in the 6th. And John Toney out to talk with Bonuelos on the mound.
Yeah, and this is your double play candidate. Ferreira's grounded it twice, once into a double play already. Last time, Caleb Kreider booted it at third, but he's a rollover candidate. He'd love a double play right here. Eliminate 2 runners, get 2 outs. Can't let this lineup turn over. I feel like these next 2 hitters, Ferreira and Brinkley, you got to find 3 outs somehow to prevent the top of the lineup from coming up with runners on base in a 3-run ballgame.
Decatur up 6-3. The Bean Ballers scored 4 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. The Rex 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and now threatening more in the 6th. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Across the board for the Bean Ballers, 6 runs on 8 hits. Decatur has made 2 errors in the field. Meanwhile, Terre Haute 3 runs on 4 hits. And the Rex have also made 2 errors. So it hasn't been a clean day for either sides, and for both sides, errors have led to runs. One guy who's been charged with an error today and wants to make up for it, looking to bring in runs for the Rex. Johan Ferreira to the plate. Mound visit disperses. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Bonuelo steals. Ferreira shows bunt, bunts it back to the mound. Bonuelos fields it, tosses to Snitko, and gets Ferreira by a step. Runners advance now second and third. 1 out for the Rex here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Bonuelos. Not panicking, fields it himself, makes a good strong throw. You getting out. No double play, though. But if you can get Deacon Brinkley right here, you're trying to go for the strikeout of the infield pop-up. Try to get an out without conceding a run.
Brinkley again, the tying run at the plate. First pitch upstairs on a fastball, ball 1. Now the bunt from Ferreira, certainly not an easy play on the mound for Bonuelos. Kreider was covering third base. It was bunt to the left side, but Bonuelos had to get off the mound, around, field it, and toss it to Snitko, all before Ferreira reached, which he did so well. Strike 1 now to Brinkley, count even 1-1. The 1-1 from Bonuelos. Chopped left side. Kreider fields it, looks back. The runner throws to first. He gets the out, and he doesn't actually look Millington back. He had him completely hung up between second and third, but elects to get the out at first. A run comes in to score, and Millington moves up to third, but 2 away now.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, he has him dead to rights. He looks right at him, and Millington was caught between second and third. I'm surprised Kreider didn't try to engage, but he gets an out nonetheless.
Millington was bluffing as if he was trying to steal home. Now 6-4 Decatur leads. Crowd wanted a balk from Bonuelos, but to no avail. Millington still bouncing off of third. Bonuelos deals first pitch just outside to Joseph Gutierrez, the leadoff hitter for the Rex. So now 2 away, a run already in. Decatur still leads 6-4, but the Rex have a runner at third, top of the order up. 1-0 the count to Gutierrez, who's 0-for-2 with a walk and a run scored today. The 1-0. Taken for a strike, a fastball at the knees.
Great pitch. Stay there if you're Bonuelos. It's a great location. Exactly where O'Neill Felice set up.
1-1 the count. Bonuelos deals. Lined over the head of a leaping Fabriette into right center field. Maldonado cuts it off. A run comes in to score. And just like that, Joseph Gutierrez cuts the Bean Ballers' lead to 1. It's 6-5 Decatur here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, it's just the 5th hit of the game for Terre Haute. That's too good of a pitch. Middle. Gutierrez is going to make you pay. And after you had a 4-0 lead, if you're Decatur, you seemed right and ready for the action. But Terre Haute has come to play. They are not giving up.
A pinch hitter to the plate, Ben Jones, replacing the designated hitter, Ren Harper. Harper likely exiting due to the contact he took on that play at second that now has caused both him and Farnes to leave the game. Pickoff throw, Gutierrez back in time. But now Ben Jones, who hails from Falls Church, Iowa, to the plate for the Rex. Tying run on first. He represents the winning run. Banuelos deals. First pitch taken at the knees on the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for Jones, hitting just 0-45, just 1 hit in 22 at-bats. Not a guy you want to mess around with if you're Banuelos.
Banuelos checks on Gutierrez again, but back in time again is the Rex backstop. The 0-1. Runner goes, fouled off at the plate. 0-2 now the count to Jones. Gutierrez forced to retreat back to first.
And out 0-2, you have a waste pitch if you want it. I'm going right after Jones. Something hard and in. Try to jam him. Or like you got Diaz last inning. Something up to elevate his eyes, get him to swing through it.
Banuelos, a capable strikeout pitcher, but Jones just 3 strikeouts through 22 at-bats. The 0-2 home taken outside. Ball 1 to Jones. One and two. Tense moments. The 1-2 home misses away. Ball 2. And if you're Banuelos with Murphy on deck, with Diaz possibly waiting in the wings, this is the guy to attack. Jones coming in just 0-45 on the year through his first 22 at-bats. The 2-2. Breaking ball fouled off to the right out of play.
That was a great pitch, but somehow Jones gets a piece of it. After all those fastballs, a nice breaking ball from Banuelos.
Right-hander Alex Tame up and throwing in the Bean Ballers bullpen. Banuelos deals the 2-2. Jones fouls it off to the right and hooking out of play. A long at-bat. Again, Jones only 3 strikeouts through 22 at-bats, but only 1 hit. A big contact guy, but hasn't found the green grass a whole lot so far this summer. Already 2 runs across for the Rex here in the 6th. They only trail 6-5 and have plated 5 of the last 6 runs of this game. Banuelos deals. Lofted down the right field line, hooking foul and out of play past the Bean Ballers bullpen. So picking up the timing is Jones on Banuelos, but still working along at bat. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bean Ballers clinging to a 1-run lead. The Rex have already plated 2 runs in this inning. Runner on first. The 2-2 from Banuelos. Lofted in the air. Shallow right field. Fabriette and Maldonado converge, and the right fielder Maldonado makes the catch. So the Rex plate 2 runs. They leave a runner aboard. We go to the 7th inning. The Bean Ballers still leading 6-5 on the official YouTube channel of your Decatur Bean Ballers. A close one here at Bob Warren Field, set to start the back third, the top of the 7th inning. 6-5, Decatur leads, but it's a ball game that was 6-1 back in the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, the Bean Ballers have had multiple 5-run leads, but after a pair of runs in each of the 5th and 6th innings for the Terre Haute Rex, it's just a 1-run lead for Decatur. Jackson Snitko digs in, takes ball 1 outside from Chase Rubenacker, on for his 3rd inning of work. And if the Bean Ballers want to get back on the scoreboard and increase this lead back out, this is the part of the order to do so. Snitko, Robertson, O'Neill, Felice due up. Snitko takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Back with you at Bob Warren Field. Daniel Herzog, Truman, Griessel on the official YouTube channel of the Decatur Bean Ballers. The 1-1. Snitko takes outside for ball 2.
And I mean, Rubenacker, nothing special up there on the mound. It's just been a couple outs on the base paths each of the last 2 innings for Decatur. String some hits together, find some barrels.
The 2-1 to Snitko. Taken away, ball 3. Staying away from Snitko is Rubenacker. Jackson 0 for 2 today. Walked his first time up, reached on an error, and scored back in the 3rd. The 3-1 he swings at, laces into left field, but over to make the catch is Nate Millington. A long, loud out number 1 to lead things off for the Bean Ballers in the top of the 7th. Now Grayson Robertson to the plate. 3 for 3 today. An RBI, a pair of runs. Came into today hitting north of 300 at 303, and he's increased that further. First pitch taken outside for ball 1.
Hey, he's a perfect 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles, couple of runs scored. He's kind of been the igniter of these rallies, or the extender of some.
Rubenacker deals. Robertson takes downstairs for ball 2. A hitter's count 2-0. Was a hitter's count 3-1 to Snitko, who had a long, sharp line out the other way to left. The 2-0. Robertson swings and fouls it back into the netting. Strike 1. Robertson singled to lead off the 5th. Was the first hitter that Rubenacker faced. The 2-1 misses away. Ball 3. Was first pitch hacking. Came around to score on a single from Matthew Novominski. Bean Ballers yet to score since. Rubenacker deals. Robertson takes downstairs, ball 4, and the Bean Ballers have a runner aboard with O'Neal Felice to the plate.
Yeah, just a great at-bat from Robertson. Didn't chase anything. Swung at the only pitch in the zone, but that's what you got to do. That's what's got Decatur in trouble. It's been the free passes they've gifted Terre Haute has led to their runs. Meanwhile, Terre Haute's been admirably doing a nice job, especially Rubenacker, of not allowing free passes. But now you have O'Neal Felice. He's driven in 2 today. Can't mess around with him.
Felice grounded into a double play his first time up, struck out his last time up, but a big booming 2-run double off the wall in the 3rd for him today is more than made up for his issues. Now 1-0 as he takes ball 1 upstairs. Rubenacker now working from the stretch. Felice hitting from the right side against the righty. The 1-0 to the plate. Felice takes inside, ball 2. It's been hitters' counts so far this inning. A 3-1 count, Snitko lined out. Robertson walked on 5 pitches. Now 2-0 the count to Felice. Rubenacker peeks at Robertson. Deals home. Felice swings and misses at a breaking ball.
That's what you don't want to happen. Don't want to help out Rubenacker. I mean, it's a nice breaking ball after a lot of fastballs. Just dives away from Felice. Guarantee he won't chase that twice.
2-1 now. The count to O'Neal Felice. Rubenacker deals. Felice takes outside. Ball 3. Does not chase it twice. 3-1. Another hitter's count. Caleb Kreider on deck. Kreider's 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI, which scored Felice after his double off the top of the wall back in the 3rd. The 3-1. Grounded down the third base line, but foul past the outstretched arms of Johan Ferreira. Count goes full to Felice. Felice has been a mainstay in the lineup. This is now the 15th game he's played for Gabe Arroyo. Some behind the plate, some at first, some as a designated hitter. Today he's catching. Robertson goes. The pitch to Felice. Half swing, dribbled down the third base line. Foul again.
Yeah, it's one of those pitches that I think Felice knows that ball is inside. Probably for ball 4, but he does a good job even though he commits to swinging. It's one of those yes, yes, no, or yes, yes, yes. He's able to just sort it foul. Stay alive, see another pitch.
Robertson back to first. He was going on the full count pitch. Does he go again?
I wouldn't. I think that was a good read, but you don't want to strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Rubenacker peeking at first. Deals home. Felice takes ball 4 inside. And the Bean Ballers draw back-to-back walks. Runners on first and second for Caleb Kreider.
That's a good at-bat right there from Felice. He gets fooled on the breaking ball, but he works the walk. Now you got 2 guys on. Got to find a way to score at least one of them.
Kreider to the plate. 1 for 3 today, an RBI single back in the 3rd. First pitch takes inside, ball 1. Rubenacker now working with runners on first and second from the stretch. The 1-0. Kreider fists foul down the right field line, out of play. Snitko lined out to lead this inning off, but Robertson and Felice each walked. Now a 1-1 count to Kreider. Big hole on the right side. The 1-1. Kreider lines it down the right field line, hooking foul. Just foul down the right field line. Robertson would have easily scored on that play, and possibly Felice too, but now it's a dangerous strike 2 to Caleb Kreider.
Yeah, it was a nice inside-out swing. Just couldn't keep it fair. See if Rubenacker tries to go with that breaking ball low and away to this. Seen it twice to Feliz. Kreider, another right-handed hitter. If you see that spin, gotta lay off of it or just try to foul it off. Stay alive, shorten up your swing.
Robertson on second, Felice on first. The 1-2 taken downstairs by Kreider. 2-2 now the count to the Bean Ballers' third baseman. Matthew Novominski on deck. One out. Runners on first and second. The 2-2. Kreider grounds sharply to second. Mendoza to short for one. On to first. And Kreider's out. A 4-6-3 double play ends the inning. The Bean Ballers get to a board but leave them both. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Stretch time here at Bob Bourne Field. Bean Ballers up 1 on the Terre Haute Rex. Bottom of the seventh here at Bob Bourne Field. Alex Tame, the new righty on the mound for the Bean Ballers. What was on 2 separate occasions a 5-run ball game is now just a 1-run game. Bean Ballers leading 6-5. Carter Murphy due up to lead things off. 3-4-5. Murphy, Gio Mendoza, and Wally Diaz. Murphy takes ball 1 outside on the first pitch from Tame. Tame comes into today with a 5.73 ERA across 7 appearances, 11 total innings pitched. Deals another ball. 2-0 now the count to Murphy.
Well, it's been free passes that the Rex have feasted on today, and it's free passes that have hurt Tame. 9 walks in his 11 innings.
The 2-0 misses inside. 3-0. In danger of walking Murphy to lead off the 7th. For Murphy today, lined out in the first and is grounded into a pair of fielders' choices. The 3-0 from Tame. Murphy takes strike 1 down Main Street. The 3-1. Murphy lines it into the gap in left center. That was back to the wall, off the base of the wall. Novominski collects it, but into second with a leadoff double. Now 3 extra base hits in a row to lead off the 5th, 6th, and 7th for the Rex, who have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the 7th.
That's what happens. Too good of a pitch on 3-1. Over the plate, Murphy too good of a hitter. Last time out for Tame, he gave up 3 runs in 2 innings against the River Dragons. Was hoping to be a different outcome and keep this lead intact, but he's going to need to start pitching some of his best baseball.
So now, Gio Mendoza to the plate. Shows bunt. Bunts it down the third base line. Kreider and Tame converge. Kreider has it, tosses it after barehanding it, and gets the out at first. A nice bunt, but Kreider gobbles it up for out number 1. However, Murphy, the tying run, moves up to third base for Wally Diaz.
It'll be interesting what Gabriel elects to do. Seems like they're going to pitch to him, but it's one of those. It's just a heavy dose of breaking balls, and if you walk him, so be it. But I'm not letting Wally Diaz beat me.
Diaz so far 0 for 2 with a walk. He struck out to strand the bases loaded his last time up. First pitch swinging, popped up, shallow left. Rich over, he's under it and making the catch. Murphy off of third, but has to retreat. It's a big second out for the Bean Ballers here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, it was a great pitch from Tame, outer part of the plate, got Diaz out in front, and he just launches that ball in the infield. That's just what you wanted.
But Tame not out of it yet. Bryson Carpenter to the plate, 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored his last time up. Playing center field today. Murphy still on third, 2 away now. Tame deals. Carpenter lines it down the third base line, foul. Just past the outstretched arms of a diving Kreider, but lands foul down the third base line.
All that is a strike, but you have Carpenter out in front. It's a good pitch, outer part of the plate. Kreider's over there. He'll be ready.
0-1 now the count. Runner on third, 2 outs. Bean Ballers clinging to a 1-run lead. Murphy dances off a third. Tame deals a breaking ball, swung on and missed for strike 2 by Carpenter.
Another great pitch. Can't make a mistake here. I'm either going fastball up or burying something in the dirt. No in between.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third, Bean Ballers, a 1-run lead. Tame deals, swing and foul tipped. Felice nearly snatches it, but can't quite come up with it. 0-2 still the count to Carpenter. Murphy led off the inning with a double. He moved up on the sac bunt from Gio Mendoza, but Wally Diaz flew out to Carter Rich in shallow left field. Could not advance Murphy to tie the game. 0-2 now to Carpenter. Tame deals. Carpenter grounds it foul down the third base line. Tame from the stretch. The 0-2 in the dirt, blocked by Felice. Murphy dances off of third, but trots back after Felice collects. Still 1-2 now the count to Carpenter at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. Tame deals. Breaking ball misses away. 2-2.
Still think you try to go fastball up here. Elevate the eyes of Carpenter. See how disciplined a hitter he is. You try to bury a couple breaking balls. Go back to the heater.
Crowd on the edge of its seat. The 2-2 swung on, lifted deep down the left field line, but way foul, and it lands across the street. Still 2-2. Tame back on the rubber. He's got a new ball. The 2-2 home. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Full count now to Carpenter. Bean Ballers lead 6-5. Full count, 2 outs. Tying run on third. Winning run at the plate. Bottom 7. Tame deals. Popped foul back and out of play behind the screen. A long at bat for Bryson Carpenter so far. We're doing it again. Still full. Still 2 outs. Tame deals. Carpenter ahead of a pitch. Fouls it down the third base line out of play. Another payoff pitch from Tame. Carpenter lofts it into shallow center field. Novominski's under it. He's got it for out number 3. A leadoff double from Carter Murphy amounts to nothing. Tame gets out of the 7th unscathed. We go to the 8th inning. Bean Ballers still clinging to a 6-5 lead here at Bob Warren Field.
Top of the 8th here. Bean Ballers clinging to a 1-run lead, but before the 8th inning gets underway, we'll take you around the Prospect League here on a Thursday, June 18th. Over in Kokomo, it's the Creek Chubs up 4-3 over the Danville Dans. The Dans will be in town tomorrow at Workman Family Baseball Field. Come on out and support your Bean Ballers. In Lafayette, 2-0 the score there between Champion City and the Aviators. The Du Bois County Bombers, Central Division leading up on the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes, 2-0 bottom of the 7th. Burlington trails the Normal Corn Belters 3-0 top of the 6th. The O'Fallon Hoots 5-3 on top of the Clinton Lumber Kings. In Clinton top of the 5th there. Alton River Dragons 9-4 top of the 4th against Quincy. They're looking for their 3rd win on the year. Johnstown Mill Rats up 5-2 over the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp 5-2 top of the 5th. Pistol Shrimp will be in to Decatur on Saturday. And then Chillicothe Paints and the Thrillville Thrillbillies knotted up at 0, bottom of the 4th, and the Jackson Rockabillies up 1-0 over the Cape Catfish. But it's Braylon Suriel. Comes into this game here in the 8th, one of the most electric arms in the Prospect League. Comes in with a 1-1 record and a 1.80 ERA. And is making his 10th appearance for Terre Haute. In 15 innings pitched, he's got 25 strikeouts. Bean Ballers looking to pad the lead, but he's looking to keep it right where it is.
Yeah, high 90s for Suriel on the fastball. One of the fastest, if not the hardest throwing arms in this Prospect League. And the last time the Bean Ballers did see an inning from him, 1-2-3 striking out the side back on June the 2nd. So hoping for a different story with the Bean Ballers. Looking for some insurance.
Matthew Novominski, RBI single his last time at the plate. He's the first man to face Suriel. First pitch of his night is downstairs for a ball. Feels like the Bean Ballers have been playing with fire. Rex have slowly chipped away at their lead. Now it's just at 1. Ballers had 2 on last inning, but a double play ended it. 1-0 pitch downstairs again, 2-0. Last time out for Suriel was 2 shutout innings against Lafayette on Sunday, 4 strikeouts against those 6 batters. He's walked just 5 guys in his 15 innings. 2-0 to Novominski. 3-0. Novominski, Rich, and Schultz. Bottom of this Bean Baller lineup here in the top of the 8th. Three-0 offering. Upstairs, ball 4. 4-pitch walk. And the leadoff man's on here in the 8th.
Yeah, Suriel blazing heaters, but that's one of the ways you can get on base. If he misses the zone, as he does the first 4 times, now Carter Rich to the plate.
It's Novominski's team-leading 14th walk. Carter Rich has already drawn a couple of walks here tonight. First pitch to him, sizzles on the inside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 offering. Fouled off. Rich was late.
He was late on that one, but shortens up. That's what you got to do. Sort of your 2-strike approach all the time against Suriel. Got to stay really short, quick, hands to the ball. Hope you can grab a piece.
Right-handed Suriel comes set. The 0-2 home. In the dirt. Novominski at first got thrown out, trying to steal second back in the 5th. 3rd time he's been thrown out this season, now leads the team in caught stealing. 1-2 offering. Outside corner, Rich chased it. First out here in the 8th on Braylon Suriel's 26th strikeout of the season.
Yeah, certainly just has to be a tough at-bat. With how fast this fastball is, you got to be quick to the ball and almost have to guess right. If it's something outside the zone that you can't quite get to, it's by you in a blink of an eye.
First pitch to Brandon Schultz. Bottom of the zone for strike 1. Beanballer's not liking that call.
Nice frame by Gutierrez at the plate.
And when you face velocities, you got to be on time. Let the velocity do all the work. You just be on time, get the barrel of the ball. 0-1's in the dirt, blocked by Gutierrez. Count is even at 1 apiece. Schultz is 0 for 3 today. He's now 0 for 17 on the season. He chokes up on his bat. 1-1 pitch. Sliced up the left field line. Millington ranges back, and he's got it for out number 2.
Hey, he's the first Bean Ballers player so far this year to put the ball in play against Suriel. A little late on the fastball, but certainly not a bad piece of hitting there, just on a line right to Millington. Bad spot to place it, but a solid at-bat from Schultz.
So now it'll be Moises Febriette. He digs into the right-handed batter's box for the first time tonight. He took over for Keegan Farnes as a defensive replacement in the 6th. After Farnes in the 5th came up gimpy after smashing his hand on the helmet of Ren Harper on a double play ball. First pitch from Suriel is outside, 1-0. First time Febriette faces the power arm. Febriette comes in 182. 4 hits in 22 at-bats up to this point this season. He was 1 for 5 against the Rockabillys on Tuesday. 1-0. Misses in the same exact spot, low and away, 2-0. Almost feels like Suriel is overthrowing a little bit.
Overcooking the last few to Febriette. Teams struggle against him in the zone. You almost can make up. You almost can make mistakes in the zone and get away with it with the velocity he has.
2-0. Thrown by Fabriette, who was late. 2-1. Fabriette out of the Dominican Republic. Seemed like he was going to get the day off. Now he's been thrust into the game at second base. 2-1 offering. Breaking ball waved down and missed. 2-2. Suriella, hometown kid, played at Indiana State University. Originally also out of the Dominican Republic. 2-2 offering. Upstairs. Cut on a miss from Fabriette. He goes down on strikes. Couple of strikeouts in the inning from Braylon Suriel. One man left. Headed to the bottom of the 8th. Rex are down to their final 6 outs, but they're just trailing by a run. 6-5, Ballers lead here on YouTube. Bottom of the Rex lineup, 7, 8, 9. Millington, Ferreira, and Brinkley, who have reached base a combined 5 times and scored 3 runs through 9 combined plate appearances. And the Rex are just trailing by a run. They'll take it any way they can get it, and it's Alex Tame who stands in their way. Millington is yet to be retired. The 18-year-old. His last 2 at-bats, a triple and a walk, and he scored a run in both plate appearances. First pitch from Tame is inside for ball 1. Tame worked around a scare of a leadoff double last inning. And he do the same here in the 8th. 1-0 offerings outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, I think if you're Tame, you worked around the double, but you really want this first out to get things going here in the 8th.
1-0's upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. In every inning that the Rex have scored in, their leadoff man has gotten on base. The leadoff double in the 4th, a leadoff walk in the 4th by Gutierrez, a leadoff triple in the 5th from Millington, and a leadoff double in the 6th from Carpenter. 2-1 breaking balls below the zone. It's now 3-1, and Tame risking walking the leadoff man. Three-run offering. In there, strike 2. Count is now full.
A great job to find a corner there by Tame. A precise pitch. Millington not serving him a cookie right down the middle. Now you're back in the count.
Payoff pitch, breaking ball, never close. And that's a leadoff walk, tying run aboard.
And now you lose him again. You got 7, 8, 9. If you're doing the math, you can avoid Diaz so long as 2 guys don't reach in this 8th and 9th. I get it, that's not the only thing you should be looking at, but if you're the Bean Ballers, you just want to avoid base runners, and now the leadoff runner has reached.
Third walk of the day for Nate Millington. Pick over to first, back in time. Millington, who came in as just a .222 hitter at home. There's a triple today and 3 walks.
Actually, the leadoff runner has reached in every inning since the first for the Rex.
Another check over at first, but Millington's back in. Yohan Ferreira's grounded into a double play, reached on an air, and then laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the 6th. First pitch to him, just below the zone. Not sure where it missed, but it did for ball 1.
Yeah, I don't hate Tame checking not once but twice on Millington before starting the at-bat. Ferreira's put the ball on the ground all 3 times, twice unintentionally.
Ferreira didn't want to check over it, and he did go around. Chases the high heat, 1-1.
Of course, the bunt is intentional, but the other 2 times put the ball on the ground, once for a double play. The other one should have been an out, instead was an error. But he's a double play candidate.
Millington off for second. The pitch is low in the zone. The throw from Feliz not in time. That stolen base is on Alex Tame. He elected to go with a high leg kick. And now the tying run in scoring position.
Yeah, and since those 2 pickoff throws, not many long looks back at first. Millington getting big leads, and like you said, a big jump thanks to the leg kick of Tame has him on second.
6th stolen base for Millington. 2-1 to Ferreira. Outside, and it gets by Feliz. Millington to third. Great base running from the young stud. That put the tying run 90 feet away with nobody out. Infield now drawn in for Decatur.
Yeah, when that ball first got away from Feliz, I thought he had a chance at Millington, who got a late jump at it, but then he sort of bobbled it the first time and had to just put it in his back pocket. Now the tying run 90 feet away, nobody out.
7 RBIs for Yohan Ferreira. The 3-1 in there. Full count. Ferreira's 1 for his last 13 over his last 4 games counting tonight, after he had a 5-game hit streak from June 4th to June 10th. The payoff pitch in the dirt. Ball 4 blocked by Feliz. Puts runners at the corners now for Deacon Brinkley.
Yeah, that's back-to-back at-bats. You have 3-1, you get back in the count, and then your full count pitch is not close to competitive. This one in the dirt, the other one breaking ball up and away. And it's got to be more competitive full count. You got to give him something to offer that. And now you got runners at the corners. The double play back in effect. But it's Brinkley then the top of the order.
Tame's now walked 11 guys in his 12 innings pitched. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Deacon Brinkley. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run driven in. First pitch from Tame. Lifted in the air, but well foul for strike 1. Brinkley drove in a run and an RBI ground out back in the 6th. Rich and Februet up the middle for Decatur are back trying to play for the double play. The 0-1. Ferreira taking off for second. Pitches in for a strike. Coming home now is Millington. The throw from Rich is on the money. A strike from Rich. Guns down Millington. And it's out number 1.
A great job from Rich there. Ferreira got a great jump. The throw was a little towards the short side of second base. Doesn't even worry about the runner. Comes in and meets the ball and then throws a strike home to Feliz right on the money to get a sliding Millington. A big first out to get.
And it's 0-2 on Brinkley. Tame fires. Low outside 1-2. The Milliken man comes through. Carter Rich cutting off the throw and throwing a strike to O'Neal Feliz. Job's not done, though. Tying run is now at second base with one out in Johan Ferreira. The 1-2 offering. Popped in the air. On the infield, Febriette calls for it. And he's got it. 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, Febriette backed up at the last second. Infield, 2 outfield. There's a little bit of a decline there, but does it well enough. Gets the second out. A huge out to get. And now you got Gutierrez. Tying run still on second, but 2 away.
The dangerous Joseph Gutierrez. He's 1 for 3 today. He drove in a run with a single up the middle last time up in the 6th. That was off Bruno Banuelos. First time he's facing Alex Tame. First pitch to him is in the dirt, blocked by Feliz for ball 1. For Gutierrez, this was his 10th RBI on his 20th hit of the season. He's now the 3rd Rex player to reach the 20-hit threshold, joining Ren Harper and Wally Diaz. 1-0. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And after that, now Tame working Gutierrez away. Doesn't want to come in on his bat. He wants to stay away.
Breaking ball in the dirt. 3-0. Ben Jones on deck.
Now, definitely don't hate a walk here. It's a 3-ball walk, and now they're just going to put him on. Gabe Arroyo does. You're fine with, you'd much rather deal with Jones than Gutierrez, and it looks like this will be it for Tame.
So Alex Tame will exit. It was a rocky outing through his inning and 2/3 recorded. 4 walks, just 1 hit allowed. He's responsible for the 2 men on base. We'll step aside. Bean Ballers are 4 outs away from their 2nd victory on the road, clinging to a 1-1 advantage. Making his Bean Ballers debut, it's the right-handed pitcher, originally out of Charleston, Illinois, via Lakeland College, Luke Bonstetter. Pitched in just 1 game for Lakeland this past spring through 2 innings with 1 strikeout and gave up 3 runs on 2 hits with a couple of walks against Florence Darlington Technical College on January the 25th. But he comes into this one now. Runners at first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Bean Ballers ahead 6-5. And what a moment to make your Bean Ballers debut, Daniel.
Yeah, certainly thrown right into the fire. Got runners on first and second, 2 outs. Looking to get Ben Jones for the 2nd time today. Would be another big out to get.
Johan Ferreira at second. He represents the tying run. Joseph Gutierrez at first. He represents the go-ahead run. And it's Ben Jones who flied out to right field. His first at-bat after coming in for the injured Ren Harper back in the 6th. Bonstetter's first pitch is tapped foul. behind Jones.
Ballers, number 20, Gibson Baldy.
Bonstetter, 6'1", 180-pound right-handed arm. Jones steps out of the box to collect himself. Hit the 9:30 hour here in Terre Haute, Indiana. Bonstetter gives a look to Ferreira. Now deals. Fouled back again by Jones. And he's in an 0-2 hole.
Yeah, the one thing you can't do here is just give him something too good to hit. Would go either fastball up or breaking ball away.
0-2. Fouled off. They're going to say it's fouled off his hands. Instead of a hit by pitch, it's a foul ball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
He goes fastball up, but it's fastball up and in. Nearly hits Jones, but luckily catches the bat. Felice actually almost squeezes it. But same situation, still 0-2.
Bonstetter delivers upstairs, right where Felice wanted it, but no chase from Jones. 1-2.
See, that's okay to miss up there. Just put it at a place he can't get a good swing on it. And now you raise the eye level. So if he sees a pitch up, now anything in the zone might be a little more confusing.
Ferreira off second. Bonstetter checks. The 1-2. Grounded up the middle. Fabriette's got it. He steps on the bag. Side retired. Beanballers have been playing with fire these past couple of innings, but they may as well be the fire masters. What a debut for Luke Bonstetter. He strands a pair. We're headed to the 9th. 6-5 Decatur. Well, we finally made it to the 9th inning here in Terre Haute, Indiana. Your Beanballers came in at 8-10, but 1-7 outside of Workman Family Baseball Field. They jumped out to a 5-0 advantage. The Rex have clawed their way back. 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and have left the tying run in scoring position each of the last 2 innings. But the Decatur Bean Ballers bullpen that has been shaky throughout much of this season has very much been bend, don't break tonight. But you would love some insurance runs if you are a Ballers fan. Here with Misael Maldonado, Jackson Snitko, and Grayson Robertson due up.
Yeah, he got probably the best part of the order up to face the flame-throwing Suriel. If you could even just get 1 run, that's a huge weight taken off the shoulders of your bullpen. And you talked about it, Truman. The bullpen is held firm so far for the Beanballers. Tame, Banuelos, both of them dealing with runners on base, but have dealt well, put zeros on the scoreboard for the most part. Now, if you could even, again, if you could just get 1 run back, that's a huge monkey off the back of your bullpen to possibly go out and get this 2nd road win of the year.
Braylon Suriel back out for his 2nd inning of work, pair of strikeouts in the 8th. Maldonado's 2 for 4 today with a solo homer. First pitch of the Bean Ballers' ninth is in there at the belt for strike one. Maldonado had 3 hits last Friday against Springfield. It's now his second multi-hit game in a Bean Ballers uniform. The 0-1 offering. Chopped at the plate, bounces foul towards the Rex dugout, 0-2. Suriel took something off of it on that pitch.
Yeah, he slows him down a little bit. That's something I would keep speeding up Maldonado. The breaking balls, especially when hung, he really bashes.
The 0-2 home. Inside, but fisted foul outside of third. It's Suriel's 3rd summer with Terre Haute, and each of the last 2, he's had a sub-3 ERA. In 18 appearances back in 2024, he had a 1.62 ERA, and last summer he had a 2.81 ERA in 12 games. Had a 12.33 ERA and was 1-5 this past spring in Indiana State. But he's picked it back up here in the summer. Another 0-2. Breaking ball. Maldonado didn't want to, but he offers at it. And a strikeout to start the Ballers' ninth.
Yeah, you see a bunch of breaking balls after that first pitch fastball. You're expecting another fastball. Instead, it's a breaking ball. Breaks late in the dirt. Half swing, goes around too far, does Maldonado, and there's out number 1.
Gives way for Jackson Snitko. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but has scored a run and also drawn a walk. First offering to him bounces in for ball 1. Snitko's hit safely in 3 straight games. Trying to make it 4 here in the ninth. Still no homers yet for the switch hitting first baseman. 1-0. Lined up the left field line and fair. Millington cuts it off, but it's a 1-out single for Jackson Snitko.
A great piece of hitting. Suriel working him away. Just does what he needs to do with that fastball, placing it right down the line. Held to just first base, but a nice piece of hitting off of Suriel.
Tucked it right inside the left field line. Makes it 4 consecutive games with a knock. Now for Grayson Robertson, who is yet to be retired tonight by Rex pitching. First pitch to him is high and tight for ball 1 to the 6'6" Robertson. All 3 of his hits tonight have been singles. Scored a couple of runs and driven in an RBI. 1-0 offering. Chased the breaking ball down in the dirt. 1-1.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do with Suriel. But he makes it so easy. When you're thinking fastball, you see something that looks like it's in the zone, and then it just dies out. You've already committed to it.
Kicking a fire from Suriel. Misses upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bean Ballers are looking for some insurance runs, clinging to a 6-5 advantage. 2-1, runs inside again. Now 3 balls and just a strike with Onio Feliz on deck. Suriel walked just his 6th batter in his 15 innings pitched coming into this outing as a leadoff walk to Matthew Novominski in the 8th. It's behind 3-1 to Grayson Robertson. The pitch. Right at the knees. Strike 2. Robertson, who was a few steps down the first base line, will put it in reverse.
That's got to be really frustrating. Hitting the spot, according to the home plate umpire, right on the outside corner.
Now a warning issued to the Bean Ballers dugout. Some chirping going on. They haven't been happy with the zone all night. I feel like neither team have. Nonetheless, it's 3-2 to Grayson Robertson with Jackson Snitko at first. The payoff pitch. Grounded to the right side and through into right field. It's a 4-hit day for Grayson Robertson, and now 2 men aboard here in the 9th for Decatur.
Back-to-back hits. The Beanball is a little behind the fastball, but still do well to put it in play. And Robertson's a little lucky that Murphy wasn't thinking to throw back to first. He took a big turn, and Diaz was on the bag by the time Murphy had picked the ball up. So he had a chance should he had wanted to try to gun him down, but now you got runners on first and second, only one out for Felice.
Felice's big contribution tonight, a 2-run double back in the 3rd. He's got 2 men aboard here in the 9th. First pitch to him. Home plate umpire is going to say he went and offered at a breaking ball low and away. It's 0-1.
Yeah, again, you're just expecting fastball because you got to stay up with that timing and adjust. And Felice thinks it's a fastball, almost commits, might have held up on that one, but no, says the home plate umpire.
0-1's low. Ball and a strike. Outfield is shaded around for Felice to go the opposite way. Carter Murphy is basically on the right field foul line. Bryson Carpenter is in right center, and then Nate Millington is in left center field. There is no one in left field right now if Felice can run into something and pull this ball. 1-1. Breaking ball, top of the zone. Strike 2.
Yeah, in center field, Carpenter's been playing the Beanballers to hit the ball the other way the whole time, but shaded even further into right center against Felice with Suriel on the mound, so it's appropriate now.
The 1-2 offering. Popped in the air, first base side, Diaz tracking it. He's to the fence, but it escapes out of play back into the seats.
And Felice does a great job, protects a fastball right at the knees, bottom of the zone, staying alive. Just got to be aware if he decides to bring the breaking ball again.
Still a ball and 2 strikes to O'Neal Felice. Jackson Snitko, Grayson Robertson, back-to-back singles. Bean Ballers 6, Terre Haute Rex 5. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. The offering from Suriel. Upstairs, gets Felice the chase. Strikes out swinging. 4th punch out of the outing for Suriel. 2nd of the inning.
Yeah, again, you just got to commit early on the fastball. This one upstairs, eye level for Felice. Too high for him to do anything with. Commits early and can't quite get up to it.
Now Caleb Kreider. 2 men out now. He does have a hit today. 1 for 4. First pitch to him is low. Ball 1. That 1 hit drove in a run. It was his 4th RBI of the summer. Trying to add to it here in the 9th. Suriel delivers. High and tight. 1-1 and 2-0. And Joseph Gutierrez is going to go have a talk with Suriel on the mound. Wonder if Suriel actually crossed up his catcher with that pitch to Kreider.
Up and in right at the arm. Certainly wasn't the spot that Gutierrez was asking for. That's definitely a scary sight if you're the hitter. Looking to be committing early to a pitch, and then you get a pitch right in on you.
Hitters count. 2 balls and no strikes. The man who was born in San Antonio, Texas, comes to Decatur by way of Angelo State. 2-0 delivery. Late on a fastball. 2-1. 2-1 home. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 2. Suriel's 1 strike away from sending us to the bottom of the 9th with a chance for his team to tie it and possibly win it. For the Rex, it'll be the 3-4-5. Murphy, Mendoza, Diaz. Crowd coming along. The 2-2. Fouled off.
A great job there by Kreider, again protecting the plate. But it seems that when Suriel sees someone protects the plate, he either raises the eye level with a fastball or brings out that breaking ball to generate a swing and miss.
Long look into Gutierrez. He's got his sign. 2-2 to Caleb Kreider. Fouled off. Kreider spoils another.
Yeah, Gutierrez was set up on the outside part of the plate. Suriel might have gotten away with something right down the middle to Kreider, but had enough mustard on it that he's only able to fight it off. But a good at-bat so far from the Bean Ballers' third baseman.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat. Suriel delivers. Popped up and backing out of play. And he'll do it again. Long battle here between Caleb Kreider and Braylon Suriel. Crowd rallying behind their pitcher. And now a balk is called on Suriel. He hesitated coming set. So now it puts Snitko at third and Robertson at second.
So now if you're Kreider, if he keeps giving you fastballs in the zone, the timing is catching up to them. So if he stays in the zone with a fastball, there could be some danger here.
Pitch number 8. Caleb Kreider fouls it off. We will have another. What do you got left, Braylon Suriel? You stick with the fastball?
I would go fastball, but I would raise it up a little bit. I feel like at some point something has to give. It's been a lot of fastballs in the zone to Kreider.
2-2. Low. 3-2. What a big league take from Caleb Kreider. Matthew Novominski on deck. Two in scoring position here in the top of the 9th for Decatur. Trying to add to their lead. And now time is called. Caleb Kreider steps out of the box. He wants to let Suriel think about it some more.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful at-bat. Fouled off several blazing fastballs. A great take there. A fastball just low and away. Now you got him full. He's got to be in the zone. Just, you can't expand if he goes breaking ball.
This will be pitch number 10. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 2 men in scoring position here in the top of the 9th. 6-5 Bean Ballers. Suriel delivers. Outside, ball 4. Kreider wins the battle, and Novominski will bat.
Yeah, now it's on Novominski to reward the Bean Ballers for it, but that was probably the best at-bat I've seen all season, not just from Caleb Kreider, but from the whole team. Got a guy throwing upper 90s on the mound. Kreider fouling off several fastballs, lays off that last breaking ball, and works the bases loaded.
Novominski was 1 for his last 15 before an RBI single in the 5th and then a walk in the 8th. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. The Bean Ballers leader in home runs. He's got the strength. Suriel's got the power. 332 down the right field line. Bases are full of beans. Snitko at third. Robertson at second. They both singled. Kreider at 10-pitch walks at first. 1-0 to Matthew Novominski. Breaking ball at the knees for strike one. He can cut the tension with a knife. A 1-1 delivery. Downstairs. 2-1.
Yeah, that's now 3 pitches in a row that Novominski has taken all the way. And he has faced Suriel back in the 8th, so he has possibly a better read on him.
A 2-1 in there. 2-2. Man, as cold as ice at the plate, Matthew Novominski. Not giving an inch. Two balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. In a 6-5 ball game. The pitch. Inside, full count. A long walk around the mound for Braylon Suriel. 3-2. Runners will be moving on the pitch.
You just can't expand. It's got to be base hit ball 4 for Matthew Novominski. You can protect, but don't expand.
The payoff pitch. Chased it. Swings over the top of a breaking ball and strikes out swinging to end the inning. Suriel tallies 3 strikeouts. He also strands 3. We're headed to the bottom of the 9th. Coming up for Terre Haute, it'll be Carter Murphy, Gio Mendoza, and Wally Diaz trailing by a run. An exciting finish up next here on YouTube. Bean Ballers left the bases loaded in the top of the 9th. They had a chance to extend their lead to more than just a run. But it is that one run that Luke Bonstetter inherits here in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to notch his first career save in his first career outing as a Decatur Bean Baller. And he gets the heart, the soul, and the muscle of the Rex's lineup. Carter Murphy, Gio Mendoza, and Wally Diaz. With the Rex just trailing by a singular run, 6-5.
Yeah, if you're a Bean Ballers fan, this is exactly the part of the order you do not want up at the plate, but you got to pitch to him.
First pitch to Murphy, tails away, 1-0. Murphy's 1 for 4th in RBI. He doubled to lead off the 7th, advanced to 3rd with 1 out, but was stranded there. 1-0's upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. 3 homers on the season for Carter Murphy. 1 swing would tie it. And a 2-0 misses outside. 3-0. Bonstetter risking walking the leadoff man. 3-0's in there. Taking all the way was Murphy. He hasn't homered since June 5th in what was a streak of 3 consecutive games, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. 2 against the half tracks and then the lucky horseshoes, which he homered. And the 3-1's upstairs. Murphy's on. Leadoff walk here in the 9th.
Yeah, that 2-0 pitch just inches outside. Carter Rich at short put his hands on his head. He thought that one caught the zone, but it didn't. Said the home plate umpire, and then fighting back after 3-0, gets it 3-1, but Bonstetter eventually loses Murphy. The tying run aboard, winning run at the plate.
John Toney out to talk to Bonstetter. He came on with 2 outs in the 8th and got Ben Jones to ground into a fielder's choice. Now the tying run is on via Bonstetter. Murphy is 4 for 4 on the season stealing bases. Mendoza today is 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. He did lay down a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Are you calling him to square around with Wally Diaz on deck?
I don't think it's a bad idea. If I were the Bean Ballers, I would certainly be expecting that. Caleb Kreider, his last time up, Murphy was on second, so he had to man the bag. Instead, I would look for him with Murphy on first to be going in on a bunt, covering the left side, and have Bonstetter cover the right.
Lefty Mendoza squares around, gets it down, but it rolls foul. Trying to play a little small ball. Ballers trying to move to 9-10 on the season and get their 2nd ever win on the road. Squaring around again. He gets it down. Kreider's got it. Goes to second. And in time. Over to first. Not in time. But what a play by Caleb Kreider. Cuts down the go-ahead run in Carter Murphy for out number 1.
Yeah, this is a very bold throw to second. Had to be perfect, but it was. Got plenty on it. Got it to Rich just in time. This was a sharp bunt, and Kreider got to it with enough time to get the lead runner. Now only a runner on first for Diaz, who I guarantee will not be bunting.
Tying run still aboard. First pitch to Diaz, in there for a strike. Diaz is hitless today. 0 for 3 with a walk. He came in riding a 9-game hitting streak into this one. Gutierrez to second. Pitches in there for a strike. The throw down. The tag from Fabriette. It's in time! What a throw from O'Neal Feliz! 2 outs in the 9th.
An absolute laser. Certainly has Mendoza. Mendoza tries to swim move around it, but Fabriette on the back end certainly goes out, attacks the runner, makes sure to tag him out before he gets to the bag. A great job by the connection that played Little League together.
0-2 is fouled back from Diaz. He stays alive for now. Wow, a leadoff walk. An incredible play from Caleb Kreider to cut down Carter Murphy at second on the bunt. And then O'Neal Feliz throwing out Mendoza. O2's upstairs. 1-2.
Yeah, theoretically, you want your 0-2 to be a little more competitive, but I don't hate it just staying away from the zone of Diaz.
Down to the last strike. Bonstetter out of the windup. 1-2. Breaking ball misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And at this point, with the bases empty, you don't mind walking him. You just got to be careful.
2-2 swung on and missed. Diaz strikes out, and it's a Bean Ballers victory, 6-5 here tonight.
Sort of a Bean Ballers-esque loss if you're the Rex, the way they had so many opportunities. Just great situational defense from Decatur, cutting runners down at second, cutting runners down, trying to score. A great job, well done, holding on by the skin of their teeth. And the Bean Ballers only now 2 road wins on the season, but 2 of the most eventful games we've seen from Decatur so far.
They get it done. They played with fire, but they handled the fire. And it's win number 9 for Decatur, and they move within 1 game of 500 in their 2nd road win on the season. They led from the start. They never relinquished the lead. Couple of scares, but arguably the 2 biggest at-bats of the ball game. Wally Diaz in the 5th, Wally Diaz in the 9th. Strikes out swinging both times. Bruno Banuelos gets the win, his 2nd victory of the season. And Luke Bonstetter, in his first outing as a Bean Baller, gets his first career save to seal the 6-5 victory. Decatur will be back home Friday and Saturday at Workman Family Baseball Field. Tomorrow night against the Danville Dans, and then Saturday they welcome the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp on a little interleague action in the Prospect League. As for Terre Haute, they go on the road to Kokomo tomorrow against the Creek Jubs before Saturday they are home versus Du Bois County, and they wrap up week 4 Sunday in Lafayette. But, I mean, Daniel, what a win. I've now made it 2 in a row. There's a chance for a winning streak come tomorrow night against the Danville Dans, and they're back at home. I'm excited. What a team win tonight. Grayson Robertson shines at the plate 4 for 4. Misael Maldonado 2 hits, including a homer. O'Neal Feliz a 2-run double. But an all-around team victory gets it done tonight for Decatur.
Yeah, when the bats went quiet, the pitching really ramped it up. After you relinquish the lead, almost have it cut from 5-1 in the span of 2 innings, Decatur holds on to a 1-run lead through the 7th, 8th, and 9th. A great job on the back end by Bonstetter, by Tame. Just a great all-around pitching performance and defensive masterclass towards the end situationally. Decatur walking away from Terre Haute finally with another road victory.
Well, that'll do it from us. Next time we'll be live here on YouTube. It'll be Sunday in Alton. But as for now, the final score once again, your Bean Ballers 6, the Rex 5. So my fantastic broadcast partner, Daniel Herzog. I've been Truman Griessel saying so long from Bob Warren Field in Terre Haute, Indiana, where your Bean Ballers